violence has erupted in Manipur's Ukhrul district, triggering arson, panic and the imposition of emergency restrictions. Armed miscreants reportedly set fire to several houses in Liton Sariikhong village, forcing authorities to clamp a curfew across the district and suspend internet services for 5 days to prevent further violence and the spread of rumors. Officials said armed groups fired multiple rounds into the air near the hill village, creating fear among the residents. In an official order, the Manipur government's Home Commissioner said internet services at Ukhrul district has been suspended with immediate effect due to threats to public safety and peace. Following the arson incidents, a curfew was imposed in parts of Ukhrul district and security presence has been significantly increased to prevent fresh violence. Now, according to authorities, the violence began late Saturday night after Tangkhul Naga was allegedly assaulted by 7 to 8 individuals in Leeton village. While the matter was initially expected to be resolved, a scheduled meeting on Sunday did not take place. Well, these are the visuals that are coming in from Leeton area, especially with regard to the violence that has broken out in the area. It is being said that security forces had to be doubled in that region to bring the situation under control as arsonists torched several houses in that region owing to ethnic tensions. These visuals, in fact, showcase the intensity of the situation on the ground. Manipur has just been slowly recovering towards peace when such incidents have, in fact, come to disturb the long-intended approach to have stability in that region. Now, for more on this, I'm joined in by input editor Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, when we see these visuals, it just shows that things are probably calm only on the surface. It just takes small issues to trigger larger responses.
You know, what is happening there in Manipur is that, it's the task of the government is getting difficult by the day. This incident took place when a Tangkhul Naga was assaulted by unidentified men, and this led to a lot of clash between the two communities, and several villagers fled from their houses, and most of these houses were set on fire. Now, when the police and the paramilitary arrived at the spot, it led to a lot of confrontation between people who were from that village and also the police and paramilitary forces. When the villagers started attacking the police, by saying that where were you when this particular incident took place. So the situation is extremely tense as far as Ukhrul is concerned, and what we have been given to understand also is that the government has suspended internet for next 5 days in order to make sure that the peace and stability first return to Ukhrul, and only then the internet services are going to be restored. Varghese?
Well, the multi-ethnic fault lines that have been there in Manipur has been a cause of concern as the region, in fact, sees renewed tensions. It's also in the backdrop that there are a lot of security forces that such violence is, in fact, breaking out.
Well, absolutely. I think, what is happening is that, earlier the main confrontation was between Kuki and Maithi community. But now, for the last, for last some time, what we are witnessing is that there's an increasing conflict between the Kuki community and also the Naga community. So it'll be, very interesting to see how the government and the security forces are planning to make sure that these kind of untoward incident does not gets repeated again. See, what is the situation and the entire the security apparatus there is very, very fragile, and the security scenario is very fragile, and it will take a lot more on the part of the government to send messages that the government means business, and these kind of incidents are not going to be tolerated by them.
So, Brijesh, when we look at the challenges in front of the new Chief Minister, it's not only within the Kuki Zoo community that he has to pacify, asking them to come back to those who are state employees of the government as well. So, now he has to, in fact, look at ensuring that all the tribal societies that are there in Manipur, the Meithis, the Kukis as well as the Nagas, all come to the table and to ensure that peace is there. It's quite a challenging task when there is already existing tensions between these communities.
Well, Varghese, we'll have to understand that the situation from 2023 onwards has been so violent, and there is an absolute lack of trust between the two communities. The fact of the matter is that when the somebody was very close to the then Chief Minister, and number two to the then Chief Minister N. Biren Singh was so brutally assaulted right some distance from the Chief Minister's residence, was a clear indicator that there are certain pockets which are not safe for Kuki Zo community, and there are certain pockets which are not safe for the Meitei community. Now what has happened is that the only way you can restore faith is asking people from the Kuki Zo community to come over and start working in areas which are dominated by Meiteis. But the fact of the matter is that there are two things at play here, and we'll have to understand that. The first thing is pure play concern for safety and security, because whether you are a police officer or whether you are a government servant, nobody can guarantee your safety for sure. The government is saying that they are committed on making sure that there is no untoward incident which happens to them. The second is the pressure of the social groups, and these pressures are so huge that even the member of legislative assemblies and others are not able to defy them, and all these social groups are saying that nobody from the Kuki community should go to Meitei community and assume services from there. So it's a twin prong pressure which is being put on these individuals, first coming from a concern vis-a-vis their safety and security, and the second is the pressure from their social groups and from their society.
For in fact joining us with all those details.